Hello, Gia?
Okay, here we are. Here we are. What is
Gia?
it?
Gia?
There, Keisha,
Testing. Check
test.
two. Check two.
Can you hear me?
I can, Gia. How are you?
Oh, okay. I thought we were having a moment.
I think I was starting to think
Might have
we're
been that
probably
shit.
driving people nuts.
Scene one, two. Um, yeah, I have to do that. I should come up with some stupid something to say
Yeah.
but other than like 3, 4, I've got nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, well, I think that you got to go with the classic. I think that's okay.
All right.
People
Anyway,
enjoy
I'm all
that.
right. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah,
Back
I
back
just
on the job
watched.
and everything, or like
What's that?
everything? Are you back on the job and back to normal and
Yeah,
testing?
I didn't really miss any work. I mean, maybe, a little bit last week, but yeah, I feel a little bit stuffed up, but that's about it.
Oh,
Can't
okay.
complain.
Oh, just to report in on our past PSA, I'm glad you're feeling better, but
Thank you.
um, I did in fact get my flu shot, and
Oh, okay.
there was no
You didn't pass
lollipop
out?
or candy bar. Or
No,
no,
no lollipop?
yeah, I
Oh,
asked. I
you asked.
I
You're
did.
like Ross.
Yeah, I remember that one. And he said, "Well." He said something like, "You're welcome to stop at the candy section and buy yourself something on the way out."
What a dick. You're
Well, he
bringing
didn't
out
say
the
that.
best side of all of these medical
He
professionals,
didn't he
Gia.
didn't say it in a mean way or anything, but I just said, I feel like I ought to have a little treat or something, like
He's like, "What are you, 5? Get out. Get out." Was was this like a doctor or was this like at a pharmacy or
No, no, it
something?
was a Walgreens, the
Uh-huh. Okay,
former
yeah.
Walgreens where you just
Yeah, they
walk in and
probably
have, like,
deal with clowns
cubicle
like you all day
all
long.
day long. No.
You're like, "God, 12 bucks an hour for this nonsense."
Well, I'm just when I had gone, I mean, not that I'm, knocking them very professional or anything, but I I used to go to the CVS and
Uh-huh.
they the they gave me coupons for like in-store coupons, so I bought myself stuff.
I'm not sure that makes them any more generous, Gia.
Well, for me, it was kind of like it kept my mind off, passing out from the needles and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know
Okay.
if that was just the COVID thing. I think they did it for a flu shot too. I think
Huh.
you know, and I think the woman actually was kinda like slipped me a couple, she's like, "Oh, darn, a couple came off the pad," because I was acting so excited about it.
God. You're
So
an
I
easy
bought, like,
mark, Gia.
$10 worth of, like, hazelnut chocolate candy
For
bars or whatever they were.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright,
That's
alright.
how to
Well,
run a pharmacy, baby.
well, I had a lovely experience with my, Walgreens, pharmacist. She
Is that sarcasm or, like,
No,
for real?
no, I kinda wanted to ask her if she wanted to go out and talk, because we were talking about, like, DIY stuff and, I can talk
I
about
thought
that
you
all day
were
long.
about to come out of the closet there.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tease you like that. I know. Everybody's like, "Okay, what day did you have in the pool?" She finally came out.
That's funny. Anyway, but so she was nice? That was
Yeah,
just a
she was super nice, yeah. Yeah, I had some paint, I think, on my hand, and she
Oh,
said, "Oh, I love that
yeah.
color." I was like, "It's tantalizing teal. It's
I think
all
it
in
is
every
kinda
room in my
cute
house."
if you find somebody that likes that color,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
like you do. Oh my god. Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Anywho,
good. Anyway. Yeah,
it
my guy
feels
wasn't being a dick, just in his defense. In case he's actually a fan, he might be listening.
Did you did you tell him about the podcast and then
No,
ask
but
for a
next time
lollipop?
when I go back for whatever else, I'll wear my shirt and, like, ask me about my podcast.
He'll probably just fill a syringe with air and then jam it into your arm.
Oh my god, somebody just did that on St. Elsewhere. Did you like
Oh, geez.
mind or
Mm.
something. Yeah, it was rough, I tell you.
Yeah, that would be rough, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it feels ridiculous that we're talking about everything but hospital because
Oh,
we
we should
had
talk about
3
General Hospital, yeah.
action-packed days. I mean,
We really did, like,
it
shaking
was
it up.
my head was spinning.
They I feel like they've connected every storyline somehow in some weird complicated manner. I'm like, "Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Elizabeth and Esme and Nicholas and what the hell is
yeah,
going?" Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, where should we start?
I don't know, but I just wanna declare my love for this Heather Weber.
Heather. I
And
know.
she is my favorite new,
Yeah,
um
replacement character.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. So good job there.
She
Trina
went
was
into
awesome.
that, like,
Yeah.
all the way, she was like, "I am gonna own this character."
Yeah, and I'm not familiar, but apparently that actor was on, The Wonder Years.
Yeah, she's
Um,
always been super wholesome, yeah.
okay, and because I didn't
Mhm.
like, I got the gist of that, but I don't think I ever watched The
Yeah.
Wonder. Was that with that annoying little boy? That
Fred Savage,
like,
yeah.
with a oh, is he, like, somebody famous that I
Yeah,
yeah,
kinda. And
it
Ron
had, like,
Ron
a
Howard did the voiceover, I
I
think,
was
on
gonna
that.
say it had an annoying voiceover that I think I'm not a fan of a voiceover too much,
Okay, alrighty.
or a music.
Anyway let's try to,
Oh,
like
okay, sorry. Like, let's go off on me land. Um, so, yeah, I'll just start with that. I love this Heather Weber, like, and
Yeah,
just lit up when I saw her,
yeah, yeah.
um, come into Kelly's and get the
Well,
BL.
and that was like a sort of a nice choice, and it seemed like, well, of course she goes to Kelly's for the BLT. And
Yeah,
then, it took me a minute to realize, oh, Cam loved Franco, so he's going to
yeah,
have a different reaction to her maybe than
yeah,
anybody else would.
yeah, knowing who she is.
Yeah, and same because she knew that he was important to Franco.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember enough. I know that she was just, like, the local, total insane wait, like, was
Yeah.
she a murderer? Like, did she murder a lot of people?
I'm
Or
pretty sure she's murdered some people. I don't
okay.
remember the history of it though, but yeah, enough that yeah, everybody thinks she's dangerous because she does
Right,
seem like a psychopath.
yeah, like, obviously, she's a psychopath, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
what exactly
Yeah.
uh, her deal was. So it seemed like she was darker back when she was the last actress, and I remember Franco
Yeah.
visited her a few times, and she
Yeah.
seemed darker, very
Right.
manipulative.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. This one seems a little more playful and does
very
actually have a
beautiful.
little more charm.
Yeah, I love the, like, conversation between she and Anna in the van,
Yeah.
before the wreck,
I liked how she said, when you stop trying to escape, people are
Yeah,
nicer to you.
yeah, and, I can just picture her, like, doing crafts and yeah,
Yeah.
um, it's cracking me up,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so we have a lot of classic, like, oh, you knew the minute there was the van, that there was gonna be a
Yeah.
wreck
Yeah.
and an escape and all
Yeah.
that good stuff,
I thought that was a pretty serious gig for Dex at this point in his career with Sonny.
um, can you clarify, you mean Dex as an actor, that was a big like, that
I think
scene was
I
big, or
just no, just the responsibility. It seemed kind of
oh,
huge.
okay.
But
Yeah.
I guess he has enough of a background to be able to pull off that sort of thing, sort of. But
See, we don't know his do we know his background? He's
well, whatever
military.
he said about like, being like a guy, was hired to do stuff, and did
Yeah,
well at whatever that was. I don't know. We don't know. We don't really know.
yeah,
But and
um,
and of course he wound up right at Joss's doorstep.
right, he wasn't thinking clearly.
No,
Um,
of course not.
yeah, that's what he said, yeah. Yeah, it's the whole thing was just arranged to get Dex shirtless again with Joss. Like,
Yeah.
that their entire romance is based on taking off and putting on his shirt, and his
Yeah.
inability to do that himself, and
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one of these days he won't be able to take his pants off. She'll
yeah,
have to
and
help with that.
my dirty mind was, I'm like, "Oh, when he said he needed to stand up to steady himself when she was gonna do the stitching,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you were pictured what I pictured happen.
Like a
I thought
boner sticking into her ear.
no, no, that's
No? No?
I thought,
Close? Was I warm?
yeah, you're getting there. Um, I thought that Cam would like, Cam was supposed to be coming over. I thought Cam
Right.
will end up coming over and see a shirtless Dex standing
With
and,
Joss on her
and
knees.
Joss on her knees in front of him, and of course,
Ay. Oh, boy.
he won't know that, she's being Florence Nightingale there.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
putting into practice everything she learned in home ec,
Right.
which is why they should still have home ec, right? So you can stitch
Are
up,
are we
you
sure
know.
that they don't still have home ec? They probably call
I
it something else.
Yeah, I don't as far as I
Family
know, they
life
don't around
something.
here. They do like, there's a life skills class, but I don't think that's quite the same thing.
No, I mean, that life skills is more like the track if you're not going to be going the academic.
Right, right, exactly.
But they should have life skills for every high school student, really.
Yeah, they really should, because
Like
everybody's gonna have a life after high school.
right, and just like the practical, don't we sound like old people now? And when I was a kid, we had to go 80 miles through the snowbanks but just like the stuff I wished I'd had, just money management and
Yep. Mhm.
how to not piss off authority and just that kind of
They extract a
like
lollipop from a pharmacist.
yeah,
Yeah.
with
Oh, dear.
pieces. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the scene with Dex and Joss. Did you?
Yeah, yeah, it was alright. Back to Cam for a second. I
Okay.
know this wouldn't have been realistic, but I was kinda hoping, like, that he would sit down with Heather just because he does miss Franco, and it would have been nice to talk to maybe one of the few people who would understand the
Yeah,
loss, you know?
that would have been kind of cool, wouldn't it, if they'd actually
Yeah.
had a more of a bonding moment. Although
Yeah,
they
just a
did,
little
yeah.
bit, but, you know.
And I had to love the moment. Like I kind of like love that Dante let her pack up the food and take
I
it.
know, I like that too, because I was
That's
thinking,
really
"Oh,
nice.
no, she can't just leave that on the plate."
Yeah, and French fries, like, they're
Yeah.
no good if you don't go ahead and just eat them right away. You can't
That's
reheat
true.
them,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and,
And
you
I
know
don't know when they were gonna let her eat the rest of that meal, but it was a
yeah,
nice thought. And
yeah.
he didn't even put the cuffs on her, right? He let her walk out with,
He
like, her
did.
arm, like,
Yeah,
linked with his.
yeah. So, that made me kinda love Dante a little bit.
He's a pro. He knows how to
Yeah,
read a room and how to
yeah.
get results, you know?
He manages people better than
Yeah.
anybody else in his whole extended family, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah, and speaking of extended family, I think we both knew, didn't we, that when, TJ and Willow were talking in the office, that as soon as they started hugging, that's when Michael would enter the
Yeah,
room,
oh,
right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
there were a lot of pretty satisfying, like, moments where storylines finally kinda, like,
Yeah.
bore fruit or
Yes,
however you wanna.
yes. Yeah,
'Cause, yeah, you knew that he was gonna bust in there. And I tell
yeah.
you, he's Michael has a new affectation which I don't like. Um,
Okay.
I mean, there's very, very little that I'm liking about Michael lately, and so
Mhm.
I hate to pile on,
Okay,
um,
alright.
but he's doing this thing where he bites his lower lip in
Hmm.
a, like, Bill Clinton-esque.
Oh, yeah, yeah, uh-huh,
Um, and I
uh-huh.
like Bill Clinton very much. Very intelligent man. But
But a
he did that
player.
thing, yeah, but a player. But he did
Mhm.
that biting of the lip, and I believe that was lampooned quite a bit by the people
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
imitating him. And I see Michael doing that. I feel like it's new.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
watch for it. Watch for it.
Okay.
We
Okay.
could make
Well,
a
I'm gonna
drinking game out of it every time we see it.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all
I
we
do a
need, yeah.
shot. Yeah.
I think maybe once a month I could do a drinking game with you.
I have a lot of alcohol piling up over here.
You do? I need to get
Dude,
some more supplies.
I
Uh,
had some Tanqueray, and then
mhm.
uh, I bought some gin while I was at my father's, like
Mhm.
emergency
Right,
gin.
right. Uh-huh.
And so I still have the rest of that. And then we were at a distillery the other day and we were given
Oh,
a free bottle of their
my. Uh-huh.
product. And so I
Okay.
just took a bottle of gin and the old man took a bottle of like whiskey or something. And so
Uh-huh.
anyway, there's a lot of booze in the house right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that one of
So
these
I have to
days.
have a cocktail at some point.
Okay. Maybe like a holiday. We could have a holiday party.
Like yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
pizza like the Quartermains and
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Um,
okay. I was gonna jump to Michael's defense, believe it or not.
okay. All right.
Okay. Not that I liked him anymore necessarily, but he said like all the right
He
things.
did. He did. And
And
he
I
and he
felt like he kind of
deflated
like,
pretty
hmm?
quickly on the whole, "Are
Yeah,
you having a fit?"
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he, like, sort of got brought back to earth, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but, I also thought that he looked way more sickly than Willow,
I know, Willow
you
looks
know?
fabulous,
I know, she has, like, a lovely even tone, and
her
he
hair is,
looks
like,
like
shiny and
he's
yeah.
got, like, sort of the flop sweats, and he's pale and,
Yeah, he's very pale, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
so that didn't work for me, and I also this is just a slight.
he actually has had some health issues, so maybe that was filmed during.
Maybe, yeah, that would be the irony if he was the
Yeah.
one, but, I also was thinking that it's kind of a shame that we haven't had much to do with Willow over the last month or 2, because now that this is all sort of coming to a head, I don't feel like I'm as invested in her well-being as I might have been, you know?
Well, maybe just as a human being, you might, like, spend
Nope.
milk of human kind. It's like, nope. That's a big nope.
I
I've
don't have
gotta
a
be
lot to go
invested in
around,
something.
Gia.
I've
She's
gotta be
gotta earn it.
invested in them to hope that they don't die. Otherwise, what do I care?
Yeah,
Um, well, okay. I guess,
but
you have
I
your feelings. Who am I to tell you how to
yeah, I
feel?
mean, I thought she did a great job today and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I just was thinking that that's one of the problems, I think, how they've been, like, focusing on these other sort of meaningless things for so long, and then there's somebody in
Yeah.
the background who actually has a big story,
Yeah. Yeah, and it
Um,
happened. Yeah. I do
yeah,
like that it is, you know, it's the classic satisfaction you get from knowing the upcoming, reveal that
yeah,
it's her mother,
yeah,
because they're really ramping up the
mhm.
animosity between the 2 of them.
Yeah, they
Um,
are, aren't they? Yeah.
yeah, Nina's being pretty campy, it's kinda funny.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
I
liked her
kinda liked
conversation
her.
with Ava.
I liked Ava's look. I thought that was a good blouse for
I was
her.
gonna ask you about that blouse. Like, I couldn't
Uh,
decide if I liked it or hated it.
well, I think I like it on Ava. I don't know if I'd like it on
Yeah.
anybody else, but I think Ava can pull off a blouse like that.
Yeah, I like the colors, and I'm
Mhm.
fond of polka dots, and it had, like, a polka dot thing going on, but they were, like, glittery or
Metallic. Yeah, they had like a metallic
metallic,
ring around
which,
them. Yeah.
kinda has, like, a Jaclyn Smith Kmart collection vibe to it, but
When
I
it
mean,
could
no
very
offense,
well
I like
be.
Charlie's Angels, I do,
Yeah.
but,
I know.
um,
I know you do.
it had that sort of budget fashion
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
but
I
she can.
also like a pattern, as you know, and then it makes, like, Nina's outfits always look so flat, because 'cause they're
Yeah,
always
she's not
mono
very patterned, is she? Yeah.
she wears very plain stuff, always like a solid color, basic colors,
Hmm.
blue, red,
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Okay. Yeah.
But, anywho, and I was a little bit sorry that she looped Sunny into this suspicion of TJ and Willow because he wouldn't have believed that of either of them, you know?
Yeah, and, like, honestly, she has that little control of her mouth that she blurts
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, which makes you sort of feel like, yeah, that all the things they're
Yeah,
saying about her are true.
like, yeah, you are, like, a menace.
Yeah, you would love
to the
to make their
family.
lives
Yeah.
miserable, you know?
It's always just like the being so sorry afterwards, but she
Yeah,
goes and,
that's
like,
yeah.
says whatever the hell she wants to in the first place, and
Mhm,
like
and
when she
then,
told
yeah,
Ellie that
sh
Nell was his mother and,
right,
um,
yeah,
anyway, but I still like her, and I still like the campy, you know,
yeah, uh-huh.
just all the, like, "Oh, I went to apologize," and, very over the top, and,
Yeah.
so that'll make it it'll be delicious when it's revealed that she's going to have to save her life. Do you think Nina will withhold her bone marrow just to, like, kind of
Oh,
stick it to her
no,
for a while?
no, I don't think so. I
Oh,
mean,
"Na,
maybe
na, 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 catch me if you can." I'm just over here enjoying all my delicious bone marrow, you know?
I'm having some bone broth right now, wouldn't you like some?
Everybody the bone broth is, like, all the rage, god.
Yeah. But she might I mean, I could see her bargaining with it. I don't think she would hold it, but she'd sort of feel
Marrow as a bargaining chip.
like maybe I could have Wiley for an afternoon and,
Oh, yeah, like, that would be something, wouldn't it? To, like
'cause they
to
couldn't say
extend
no
the,
to
like,
that.
saving treatment, but to, like, sort of use it as blackmailing or,
Yeah.
like, negotiating chip.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Or it'd be funny if, like, somehow Willow found out that Nina was a match before Nina knew, and Willow would be, like, dangling Wiley.
Ooh, yeah.
"Could you
Also
babysit? We
just
can't find anyone else."
or maybe they just, yeah, have her come over and then knock her out or whatever and
I
extract the
know.
bone marrow on their own
Yeah,
without
yeah.
ever telling that, like because they won't wanna be tangled up with her,
Right,
but
right,
they
so she'll
will
just
want the
wake
bone
up kinda
marrow.
achy, and she
Yeah,
won't
she'd be
know
like,
why.
I feel it in my bones. Is it gonna rain?" Or, you know
Oh, all good ideas. All
Yeah, I hope they're
free.
listening.
Help yourself, GH writers. This is
Yeah.
all free.
Yeah, I thought that I mean, what I really think is that they're gonna, like, have this deep bond that's gonna develop, and it'll drive a wedge between like, Michael's gonna have a hard time getting on board with the Nina train, I think.
Yeah, but he's seeming like such an idiot now, I think. I mean, we know that, we've
Would
established
think,
that, but
so that doesn't change what I just said.
I know, I know. It just feels like he doesn't have much more to work with than all the stuff that we've already established, and I don't know how long he can keep this grudge alive.
Uh, well, probably a long time.
I guess. I mean, yeah, he's got his grudge against Sonny, which seems in a way different. In a way, I feel like it almost has nothing to do with Nina, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know what
Well,
it is though.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that it feels like it's gonna go on forever, but maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like,
Speaking of annoying men,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
can we talk about Cody?
Cody, yeah, that was also lame. I mean, it was like classic Cody, right?
Well, in classic soap opera,
Yeah,
the first results and then the like, let me see it, and then like, nope,
yeah, nobody else can see it. They're
almost
just gonna trust. They're gonna
yeah.
trust that he's gonna be honest.
And right after, like, Brit, like, that was so stupid, she tells him right beforehand that he'd
Yep.
be the heir to that,
I
you know,
know. I know.
and she doesn't, like and she had suspicions about this guy from the get-go, but
Yep.
suddenly that's out of her
Suddenly
head.
and she's smart too. I don't it's another
Yeah,
one of the instances where they're not letting our smart people be smart.
and we as the audience
Mhm.
members don't know, was Cody withholding the information that Mac was really his father because he thinks Mac will be disappointed in him because he's such a loser,
Mhm.
or
Check.
because he wants to be Leopold Talb's son and inherit that necklace, or is it a mixture of both? Is that even possible? Like,
Yeah. I
is
think
there
it is.
any goodness in his motives?
Um It's hard to say. I felt like it was both of those things, and I don't know if it was mostly the necklace thing.
Yeah, so you don't think it was completely mercenary on his part since the timing was, you know, um
Well, I think yeah, I think is that why he came to town? Was because he was looking for the necklace?
well, you have to wonder since he, like,
Yeah.
honed in on Brit,
Yeah,
um,
exactly. So I feel like he knew, and so maybe he developed some sort of feelings for
but
Mac
he's
and
actually
Felicia
yeah.
because
Yeah, I
they've
mean,
been so nice to him.
yeah, and they do show him, like, kinda making the effort to talk with Mac and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then Felicia was
So
characteristically kind of cold afterwards, which was
a
weird.
little bit, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
she kinda tried to, like, catch herself, I guess, and
um,
but,
but yeah, I mean, I guess, you don't have to be fully bad or fully good, so he could be both those things, or he could have come
yeah.
into town
Right,
uh,
right,
with, mercenary evil intent,
right.
but then actually develop feelings for Brit,
Yeah,
possibly, and,
yeah, but we're
um
still gonna think he's a dick at the end of the day, I think.
yeah, we're not gonna I think we were just immune to the charm that they to which they kept referring,
Which we've
as if he
not
was so
seen.
charming and handsome,
Yeah,
and the daredevil type, and,
yeah.
um but apparently we'd already had the vaccine for that.
That's right, yeah. But you
But
don't really see him like, he doesn't seem like he's somebody who's, like, ever looking around to, like, help people, right? He seems like he's very self-serving all the time.
yeah, and I mean, maybe the one time that I, like, was okay with him was when he was with, Leo.
Yeah, alright.
That was sort of the only bearable, like, okay, personality is not completely bad in
Yeah,
this.
but didn't you also have a problem with, like, the way he was, like, talking about horses and stuff with Leo? I feel like
Well,
I feel like you've
he's
allowed
not
yourself to forget that part.
yeah, he's not genuinely a horseman, I don't think. I
And
mean, I guess
ultimately, that's his biggest crime, right?
I could delve into this actor's past and see if that's actually part of his on his resume, but they'll put anything on their resumes, or
Yeah, yeah. You're
do
thinking of
actors have
Joey now, aren't you?
resumes, or do they have yeah, do they have curricula yeah, blah, blah, blah. Um, do they have curriculum vitas? What do actors have?
I don't know. I think they have their headshot with stuff on the back that's like their resume, but I'm not
That's
sure.
it.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Hmm.
What do I know, Gia?
Well, you know a lot about stuff, a fair amount. You don't know much about succulents
No, that's true, and I wouldn't
or,
put that on my
like,
resume
tack.
either.
You don't know much about tack.
Tack,
Uh,
no. Oh, speaking of hooks.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Speaking
okay, we're moving on to that. Alright. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now it's very confusing because Esme's still saying she's not the person who's got the hook.
And there she was with a hook.
There she was with the hook.
Methinks yeah, but they had Nicholas very, like, painstakingly point out, "That hook is from our boathouse."
Which is
You
why
know?
I've never had a boathouse and I never will because they just are
And did we determine that
breeding
these are for,
grounds.
like, gaffing fish or something like
Yes,
that?
yes, yes, we did.
Like, is that happening a lot for people with bodies of water on their property? Like,
I wouldn't think so. I
what
mean,
like, is
they
that when you're fishing? Like, when do
yeah, if it's a
you
big fish,
cast
if it's a very big fish, you
then you
kinda
gotta
reach
kinda,
down
like,
and you
hook it
hook
to
them with
scoop
that
it
too,
in.
yeah.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not, and I
And if
don't
you're doing a catch and release program, that's really
I don't think they use them for that, Gia. I think you might be missing the point of
really
catch and
sort of
release.
import the fish a little bit. We're letting him go. He's got this big puncture in his side.
Just gonna rough him up and then let him see if he can swim it off.
Shake it off. Um So it's only fish that they're actually going to be eating or something that they'd be
Yeah, yeah.
gaffing. And where does that like come from? Gaffing. Or they call it
Yeah.
hooking. Hooking the fish or
It's like a yeah, I don't know, Gia, but, you never hear them talking about going fishing, so it seems
no, and it
odd
seems like
that they
yeah, like maybe if you're, you have a big like ocean trawler or something and you're going out
Mhm.
like deep
Yeah,
sea fishing, you might need these, but these
right.
we're talking about like we're somewhere in New York,
Yeah,
right?
they're like the Port Charles Harbor, right, is
Yeah,
between Port Charles and Spoon Island, so
we're
I don't
out there
know.
catching a lot of we're doing a lot of commercial fishing
They probably got a lot of those forever chemicals in them, whatever fish they're
for other chemicals.
yeah. But
We've all got
anywho,
those. Anyway,
so
it seems
that was
unlikely that everybody needs these
yeah.
books. That's all we're saying.
I and I don't quite I mean, I know Nicholas isn't the smartest guy in town.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed. That seems like an
Yes,
appropriate
it does, yeah.
phrase for this. Yeah,
So,
sure.
obviously, the way he handled Esme is not the way any other person would handle her in this, situation, like, hoping that Elizabeth won't
Oh,
tell anyone that it
yeah.
was him, bringing her back to
Well,
Spoon Island.
yeah, yeah. So you bring her back. Yeah, and now she can't have sheets or blankets apparently. So
Yeah,
that's like
yeah,
that was my main concern. Like you're gonna let her like freeze, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I'm actually starting to develop sympathetic feelings towards Esme. Like I was kind of hoping she would get Nicholas,
Really?
because
Wow.
a
That's
little
rough.
bit, just a little bit. Is that wrong?
That
Um,
is wrong, Gia.
well, I feel like his dark side is really been enhanced by this whole situation.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like it's
so
still like a
that's
game
side.
to him, like, he doesn't quite realize the stakes, you know?
Yeah, and I have a question just because I've forgotten. I don't think
His
it's
name
my
is
fault.
Nicholas Cassadine.
Thank you. Um, what is Victor doing? Why is Victor threatening Nicholas? Why does Nicholas have to divorce Ava? What
Well,
Victor's
we
end
went over
here?
this maybe twice before, but but, maybe
Do me
this
a
is a good
solid,
time to,
would you?
it's a good time to mention our sponsor, Prevagen.
Neriva.
Um, the only thing that I sort of recall being a reason is that if they're not married, then Ava can't testify against Nicholas. But
Oh,
that was
right.
when they
Oh,
all
I
thought
do
that
remember you telling me that. Thanks.
thanks. That was when they thought Esme was dead, though. Even Victor, right, thought she was dead.
Yeah, yeah.
So now that she's alive,
Mm,
Victor's probably thinking, "Huh, what the fuck do I do now?"
yeah.
You
Okay.
know? And I'm so glad Laura's back because she's the only one who seems to be able to remember how
Yeah.
awful Victor is.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I liked that she was warning,
Yeah,
one
I
of
mean,
the
and I don't know if Nicholas heard when she said, Charlotte was being kept
yeah.
hostage basically,
No,
you
Nicholas
know?
thinks he's so savvy, you know? It's like, he's like, "Oh, no, I've been playing family politics all my life." Like,
Yeah,
you've been losing at family politics all your life.
I know. I just feel like he's not absorbing all of these things the way he should be.
Yeah. Mm.
But
He's a
anywho,
bit
it's
of a
interesting though to have
dullard, bit of
Elizabeth
a
kind of
dullard, that
inserted.
prince.
Sorry, what
Yeah,
now?
I liked the word dullard. I was using for Nicholas.
Okay. Dullard,
Dullard.
yeah. He's
Um,
pretty, but he's not so smart.
right, right. So Elizabeth is gonna get tangled into this. So, yeah, I was like, Elizabeth with Esme. I was like, what's happening now?
I know. And why I don't know, I feel like if we're ever face to face with a serial killer, let's not announce that we're gonna call the police, okay? Let's just you know
Just
what
do
I
it or I don't know.
yeah,
I saw
I don't
this fall off, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing to give them like a warning, like they're just going to stop behaving the way they behave. But
Yeah, I guess Cam was a little smarter. He
he
called from the
was.
kitchen.
He
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Oh,
But anyway,
lost it.
so
I had a
what's
thread.
that?
I had a
Oh,
thread.
well,
Up the thread.
okay.
Go ahead. So you go ahead.
Okay, well, we didn't talk about Finn and Elizabeth, and I was
Oh, okay.
glad that she just sort of explained it all, that there wasn't a lot of tiptoeing around, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it just is out there now.
it was, but that whole storyline is so ridiculous. Like, well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. We were on the Galapagos Islands or whatever the hell it was.
I know. There were only 4 doctors. How did
Yeah.
we not I
And the
don't
fact that
remember that
they never
name.
mentioned, like they've been talking about her parents for quite some
Yeah.
time, like
Yep.
8 or 10 years now. And so he's known about, it's not like they didn't mention Doctors Without Borders. And
Right.
I mean, the fact that like none of this would have, I don't know. And then he acted almost like he couldn't remember that, oh, that's right. Reiko fell down some stairs once. Reiko, right?
Roomba.
Reiko, Reiko, Reiko.
Just say it like 12 more times. It will help. But yeah, yeah, it's all very absurd. And I almost feel like now that Elizabeth's like put it out there, maybe she can like shake it off now and just get on with her life.
Well, and I was so like when he suddenly went cold
Yeah.
and left her, I wanted to like take a Sharpie and just write douche on his forehead and bag on his chin. Like I was like I couldn't believe that that was the response.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
think
don't know.
he's I think he's held on to this like myth of who Reiko was, and probably was oblivious, obviously was oblivious to who she
He didn't
really
even
was.
know that they were on an island, apparently. Like, so he was there somewhere, and this has never come up in conversation with
And
Elizabeth.
I'm guessing this imaginary island is, I don't know, fairly small. I would think the concentration, like the population would be like
Concentration of doctors on an island, like,
they
yeah,
would all know each other. Yeah. So it's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
yeah. So
It's absurd. Is there a word stronger than absurd? Like how
I
what's hyper absurd or
yeah, uber
um,
absurd.
protracted
Yeah.
absurdity?
So yeah, what do you do with all that? It's just like, yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, at least it's out.
It's
And
out.
in my opinion, like if she's shaking him off, like be like, oh my god, I dodged a bullet there,
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but it's
I
not
don't
their
know
fault
either.
they got this storyline imposed upon them, I guess. But
Yeah. And I know like initially her desire to talk to Nicholas was just because he's like the only person she could tell all this to, who wouldn't judge
yeah,
her really and would be sympathetic and be like a real friend to her, which is
I,
nice.
I felt like we didn't need that flashback scene of Nicholas with her to,
Yeah.
to understand that she might call Nicholas as a friend.
Yeah.
Felt
Right.
like I know it's a soap opera, but I felt like that was a little heavy-handed.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we've proven over and over again how stupid we are, but some
Yeah,
things we get.
I am a dullard. Put me in the tool shed with Nicholas because
Oh god. So yeah, so there was all of that
another
stuff.
saying like that. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, not the brightest bulb on the tree. Do you have any more?
I don't think we need to go any further down this
I like these lists.
path.
I like these things.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay.
Let's see. But what was I gonna say? Sheesh. Oh well, we got a glimpse of Brit seeming to have more symptoms of her
Oh, right.
Parkinson's
Yeah, she
again.
put a call in to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was right before Sam came in, I think, or something, right?
Right, yes,
Could have been
Sam.
some kind of weird ass jumpsuit,
Yeah. Some
something.
the other day she
Tracksuit,
was
call
wearing
it a
some weird white
tracksuit.
pants. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put her back in jeans, but anyway. Um yeah, and I was also a little surprised that Sam was competent enough to get all that information about the necklace, although
I kinda like seeing that because I feel like we've
yeah.
had little girly girl girlfriend
Yeah, you
Sam.
kind of
Oh,
forget that she's
oh,
got,
right.
she might have some skills,
She
but
used to be a badass PI that was, like,
yeah.
scuba diving and
Yeah, yeah.
spelunking and whatever the hell
Yeah,
else, and that
she
she
could
could
run a
act.
con, and all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
she could run a con. Oh,
Did you
speaking of
f
running a con,
Yeah.
Anna and, Valentine at the hospital with Doctor
Doc
Valentine with his glasses?
I know. I I like when they were in the car, was it? And when she said, "You're good at this," and it's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, okay." You
yeah,
know? Like, "Yeah, this is gonna work out fine." You
yeah,
know?
yeah, so they're just
Um,
on the run, but
yeah, and then also, like, at the scene of the crash, like, when Jordan shows up, I'm like, "Here's another one who's not gonna be able to put any of these pieces together,"
yeah,
you know?
I'm afraid Jordan, like, you know how you say somebody's just sort of like a one-note character?
Yeah, that's
I
all
don't
she
think he's
seems to
even a
be.
full note anymore. It's like
No.
it's I hate to say that.
She doesn't
Uh,
know how to like, she doesn't talk to anybody really any differently, right? Even if they're
right,
friends.
yeah, and just
It's
interrogating, like, she was the one who, like, helped Anna by illegally, um, allowing um, Portia
yeah,
helped
Portia.
Portia,
Right, right.
and, and suddenly and so she's really tight with Anna, but she's acting like she's interrogating, Dante
Yeah.
about Anna
Uh-huh.
and the connection to Sonny,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, wait a minute, you probably want her to escape, but you're
Yeah.
acting." I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get on board with her,
No, she really doesn't have, like, more than, like, 5 lines, you know?
yeah, and that same, like, thing with her eyes, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I think we complained about the last Jordan a lot too, so maybe
Maybe.
we're
Hmm.
Jordan complainers. I think we just complain about everybody,
Well,
really.
we do.
We
We
need to get back
do.
to the gratitude journal.
Yeah, we're grateful that we're seeing Dante again in all of his
Yep,
goodness.
okay,
And
and Laura, we're grateful
Cam
that
was
we're back.
Cam was very
Cam
good, I thought.
Cam was pretty standout good, I
Yeah,
think. I agree
yeah.
with that. And we're grateful that Joss and Dex are moving their romance along. It's titillating, isn't it?
One shirt at a time. Yep.
Yeah. She only gave him, like, 3 stitches. That was
I
not
know. I know.
too bad a cut. I've been watching too many medical dramas, but I was hoping they'd flash onto some piece of meat that she was actually sewing up or something. Give us
Yeah, I love it when they do that.
a little dose of real, like, blood and guts.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That would be good.
Yeah. There's no way she can, like, really go back to her old life with Cam at this
No
point.
way. Like, there's no way, like, oh, she's gonna be back to, just going to keg parties with Cam and,
Yeah,
like,
she might
this is
announce that she's
available.
pre-med now. That would make sense,
Maybe. Yep.
right?
Um, I was flashing back to, was it, like, Brenda and
Mhm.
Sunny? Did Brenda have to sew Sunny up, or maybe it was
That's hard to
Carly?
picture, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Or I feel like there were other sort of mob-related things that
Uh-huh.
brought the sexy because
Yeah.
whichever female had to,
I feel like
nurse somebody.
Elizabeth was in that position. Was it with
Maybe it was
Jason,
Elizabeth
maybe?
and Jason, maybe that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I don't
Maybe all of
remember.
them, maybe all of the above.
Yeah, they've all had somebody
Sexy
who's
wound thing.
yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, and you can't go to the hospital.
Of course not. Of course not. Why would you
You
go to
could
the
go to
hospital?
Austin, you could go to Austin because we know that
That's
he
right.
was the Pawtuck um,
Mob doctor.
mob affiliated
Yeah.
physician. Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those, like, concierge doctors or something.
They have a name like that?
I think they do. That's not like specifically mob doctors, but doctors who like deal with like private clients and stuff like that.
Now, do they give out candy bars when they treat you?
I
Is
don't
that like maybe I'm
probably
pretty too much on like kind of the reward system, and that might explain a lot about me, you
a
know,
lot, maybe all.
a lot.
Yep.
But where you make a list and then you cross stuff
Mhm.
off and then you get a reward. Even if
Yeah.
the list is stuff you were gonna do, like, brush teeth and
Right, you think you should get a reward for that.
yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh. Hmm.
take
That's
shirt off, hot guy kind of thing. That would
and
be next on the list, but
that would be
um,
a reward or
no, that would be the chore.
taking the shirt off the hot guy would be the
Yeah,
chore.
or
This
buttoning it up,
is
whichever. I
an
don't know,
odd
whatever.
list.
Yeah, it's kind of weird list. Um,
Yeah. Anyway,
anyway, okay, we've been sticking pretty much to General Hospital.
pretty much it felt like there was so much to cover, but did we
We
get to
talked
the
about
high
bone
points?
broth,
What?
and we talked
Mm,
about bone broth.
yeah, yeah, mhm.
Oh, that reminds me, I learned how to make egg drop soup.
Alright.
Totally off topic, but so easy. Have you ever tried it?
No,
You
I'm
just
guessing you just
basically
drop an egg in some soup.
stir eggs into like, you don't have to use
Hot,
bone broth, but like
hot,
any
hot
kind of
soup.
a bouillon. Yeah, like boil it and then you're just
Yep.
swirling, like, so you're
Uh-huh.
literally dropping the eggs in and swirling them around and they just kind of they cook. And
That's one of those things where almost the name of it explains how it's made, Gia.
but I thought it was like a Chinese mystery that I only could get at a restaurant,
It's
but
right there in the name.
you just Google stuff and then
You don't even have to Google that.
I could have asked my egg here. Probably could have
It's like I in my feed, I get all these, like, recipes, and there's one that's, like, 2
really? Like, how
ingre
would that happen? Explain how that's happening in your life.
well, I was Googling, like, recipes for our patients at the company where I work for, like, simple, healthy recipes, that have, like, 4 ingredients or something.
That's, like, part of your, like, job is to because it's
No, not
like, think of it
necessarily.
if they knew,
Well,
like,
alright. I know, if they
at
knew
your
how many
culinary level,
I ate, like, 28 donuts last week.
and
That's
I know
4 a
you didn't make
day.
them yourself, but yeah.
But, so anyway, so now I get these recipes, and one of them is, like, a 2-ingredient recipe for peanut butter banana cookies. It's like, God, I wonder what the ingredients are. Oh, stupid.
You mean they're no bake or something like that, like
Yeah,
cake banana
exactly.
and
Yeah.
roasted peanut butter and
Yeah, just sounds
right.
gross. But anyway,
That sounds pretty good, right? I'm kinda hungry. Um,
yeah, me too. Not for that though. Donut,
yeah.
I'll have a donut any
Well, I'm
day.
sorry that's turned into a thing in your feed, because,
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
mine you just gotta be careful what you click on, you
You
really
really
can.
do. Yeah.
Suddenly you're getting a lot about Jason Momoa.
Well, you seem to talk about him a lot, so
I kinda like him. I might have to
maybe
watch
your
Stargate
egg is
series.
hearing his name come
Yeah.
up a lot.
No, the eggs are different. The egg doesn't give you stuff without you asking. You have to ask, you know.
It probably is working on a file of your
It might.
issues, and it's
Well, it
probably
knows since
helping
I've got,
Jason
like, a
Momoa put together, like, a
yeah,
restraining order or something
it
against you.
wonders why I ask a lot of questions about, like, why doesn't the cat tell me I'm beautiful, and it's like that. I just wanna, like, I tell the cat she's beautiful, like, 20 or 30 times a day,
And
you
then
know?
nothing back.
Nothing, yeah.
Oh gosh,
But my
that's too
egg,
bad.
bless its heart, like, tries to explain to me why that would
Cats are
return
very
that.
honest creatures.
Yeah, well, it started talking to me about the breed of cat, and the particular breed of my cat, um,
Uh-huh.
being a little more saucy and
Okay. Not
obstreperous.
not given to
Not
compliments.
people pleaser, yes, not given to compliments. It's a nice turn of phrase. Not given to compliments.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
well, did we cover all that happened in General Hospital? I do wanna say in my gratitude journaling that I
Mhm.
feel like the last couple days were pretty satisfying. There was
They
a lot of
delivered. Yeah, I would say they
action,
delivered. Yeah.
and I'm a little on edge waiting for things to unfold, and that's a good feeling, you know?
Mhm. It is. It
A little
is.
bit like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?"
I
Yeah.
agree, Gia. Yeah.
So, I
Alright.
like the stuff we came up with about Nina and the bone marrow and all the ways they could make that fun.
Are wonderful ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, like to lure her into the Quartermaines and, you know, I
Well,
don't know,
and
suddenly Michael.
Joss apparently is good with a needle, so if they could
Yeah,
get her involved,
yeah. Isn't
well,
the
she would help Michael. It's her brother, right? So,
isn't
yeah.
the bone marrow extraction, or am I thinking of something else? But isn't that a an extremely painful procedure?
Yeah, yeah, because I think it's a big needle, and yeah, I think
Like they go
yeah,
in,
that would ache, I think. Imagine,
yeah.
like, drawing something out of your big, like, thigh
Ooh,
bone.
whoa.
Whoa.
Um, so what happens to when they take it out? Does your marrow, like, grow back? Or do you just walk
I
around
guess
with
it probably does. Yeah, I think so. I
wheat?
think it would
You
get
work in the
replaced
medical
eventually.
field,
Yeah. What?
okay. You work in the medical field, kind of.
Okay.
I don't wanna frighten people, but
I as much as anybody on General Hospital does.
so maybe you could find that out, like, maybe somebody you work with has had some bone marrow extracted.
May actually, yeah, one of my coworkers, she had a brain tumor when she was just a young mom. Just
Yeah.
and she seems healthy now. She goes in for checkups every 6 months, and she's
I
been
mean, no
healthy.
offense, but what does that have to do with bone marrow?
Well, it just, yeah, you wouldn't think that, you'd know people, like young people who've had cancer stuff, but they're out there,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know?
okay. I hear you.
But anyway, yeah, I think they could if they could just make Willow look a little more pale, that would
Yeah,
help
well,
that
that day,
story.
maybe they're concerned because that day they made her look like a ghoul. There was a lot of
There was
flack on
backlash?
social
I thought
media.
that was wonderful.
Yeah, so maybe they're like, she looked like something off Michael Jackson's Thriller video,
Yeah.
so
Well, they went too far that time, so they
right,
couldn't
right.
sustain that,
Yeah.
but, like, now, maybe she could
Now
start
at
bleeding
least
around her
smudge a little
gums.
purple around the eyes and
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe, like, a
something.
tooth could just fall out on her plate,
That would be funny, like she's eating and just like,
like at
"Let's."
Thanksgiving dinner. Nobody knows except for Michael.
Oh, that was unbearable when they were like, but I wanna keep this secret."
It's like, "Oh, come on." I'm
"What?"
glad at least he said, "How are we gonna do that when we need a donor?" You
Yeah, yeah.
know?
I heard you say when we need a donut. We need a donut.
I need a donut. A donut like a hole in the head.
Ah, good one. Alright, well, I think we did a decent job of staying on track.
We
Um,
sure did, you beautiful
so
dullard.
Pat, I
I'm
dedicate
just
my
saying what your
talk
cat is
to all
thinking.
you beautiful dullards out there. Um, yeah, but, I feel like I deserve a treat.
Okay. Alright. Go get yourself a treat, Gia.
I will, maybe some of those little temptations.
Okay. There you go.
Maybe that's the problem. I feel like,
Yeah.
I'm always giving the cat treats. Maybe
Yeah, I know, I
maybe
am too.
a
I
little
am
jar of
too.
stuff that I shake when I've been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I know,
Okay,
they've
well,
got
that's
us pretty well
nice.
trained.
We won't keep inflicting that on the general public here, but
Okay. Alright,
okay,
Gia.
well, good job, everybody out there. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in a few days.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, everybody, and you have a good night, Gia.
All right, you too, Keish. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.